It's 7:34, still to come this morning, the Queen with a special Easter message. But first, normally on Good Friday, thousands of people turn out to watch the Passion Play in the city of Chester. This year, with the streets silent, the organisers of the Chester Mystery Plays, which are performed every 5 years in the cathedral there, decided to offer them to a worldwide audience by putting them all online for 8 weeks. This report from Rosie Dawson.
I'm Peter Leslie Wild, and I'm the Artistic Director of the Chester Mystery Plays 2018. The Chester Mystery Plays is something which happens every 5 years, and it brings together hundreds of people. And it seemed to me that at a time when people can't get together, and at the precise moment when a large number of the same group would have been putting on a street passion on Good Friday, that there needed to be a way of reminding ourselves of the incredible power of community theatre that came through that production. And it seemed the ideal moment to actually give everybody the opportunity to relive the experience that they had back in 2018.
Even before the mystery plays had been posted online, 15,000 people from around the world had welcomed the news of their imminent arrival on YouTube. Deborah McAndrew, who adapted and wrote the mystery plays 2 years ago, was not surprised by the response.
The beauty of the Chester Mystery Plays is it speaks to all times, and that's why you just keep revisiting it. And I feel like there are themes in there which will speak to people in the moment that we find ourselves in today.
Eli! Eli! My God, I speak to thee! Eli lama sabachthani! Why hast thou this forsaken me?
There are many moments of darkness within the mystery plays, being in the tomb, really, being in a very dark place.
Chester is no stranger to pandemic and plague. An estimated third of the population died in 1349 to 50, and the 16th century saw 3 other outbreaks. Everything closed down. Who knows whether or not the mystery cycles themselves were suspended? Those who became ill were isolated in huts down by the river, and Chester City guide Liz Roberts says visible signs of the plague remain.
One of our favourite stops on a tour is God's Providence House in Watergate Street. It comes from the motto that can be seen on the building, God's Providence is mine inheritance. And we believe the motto is put up because in one particularly bad outbreak of plague, this was the only building on the entire street where nobody died from the plague. And we think that it was the location of some glove makers, and we knew that they would use oils like lavender oil to keep the kid leather soft and supple, and any good aromatherapist knows that oils repel animals, rats, fleas, and so this was probably the real reason why those people in that building had some sort of protection from the plague.
Are there any particular bits of the cycle which strike you right now as having real contemporary resonance?
It's a small but really poignant moment, obviously, when the 3 Marys are going to the tomb to anoint the body of Jesus. There's a beautiful phrase where one of the Marys says,
"My help, my heal from me is hent. My Christ, my comfort that me kent, is clongen now in clay."
And this wonderful language expressing this longing, this idea that in this dark place there is no healing, there's no hope, there's no comfort, it's all buried in the earth. It is a very, very poignant, very resonant little passage for me at this time.
Holy Saturday is a time of waiting, where we wait silently. Jesus was put in the tomb and there was quiet.
Jane Brooke is canon at Chester Cathedral.
Saturday, nothing happened. It was dead, empty, no time. Sort of reality was suspended, really. And it feels like that at the minute for many people in their homes, a sense of what's happening with time. We don't know what time, even day of the week it is. So there's a sense of suspension, I think, which is there on Holy Saturday. But then, of course, that does finish with the resurrection, the hope, and the healing and the forgiveness that brings with it.
Surrexit Christus, Surrexit Christus, Surrexit Christus, Surrexit Christus, Alleluia.
That report from Rosie Dawson.